A daisy of a day, a poetry reading. We're always running fragile. The daisies, they stand still, tiny, mighty, merry meeting us along the way. The wayward wind spinning but not shaking them. They only do dance. Fretting, nothing. They shimmy and you'll never take their happy away. Careless in a world that isn't free for you and me. Beckoning us to stop, center, and drop into their sunny side-up core. Eyeball them deep. Do you actually dare to think they've not endured trauma too? Torrential rains, pelting the tender seasons of their life. Buggy creatures nipping upon their fragile, perfect petals. Petals grown painstakingly, a finale to the final push open. Life has gnawed at them. It has fallen heavy, asking for much support. Yet they pop up each dawn, dew-hungry, ready, opening to the light, craving a golden day start to finish. They keep their inner eye centered on being of assistance. Greet them at the garden gate. Watch the dogs pee on them. The children grab and uproot them. Lovers hand them to each other with wild eyes for 2 seconds of pleasure. The daisies are givers in a world of takers. I have trail run along, lost in the daisies' steady beauty, mesmerized by their friendship, only to come again the next day to see they have been plowed down by men on tractors to make way for their supposed way. The whole wide world is in some people's way. The daisies don't do too little. We do too much. We worry as raindrops dripping, dull and incessant gray. I gave my trauma to the holy white petals of them one day. I bent everything that was crushing my heart toward their lovely little faces. I slowed my life breath before them. I let the little champs dissolve the dissolving that was destroying me. Time, it stood dead still in that second I offered myself to them. You are here. You are alive, they whispered to my heart. And it smiled, surrendering its fight with itself. I chose to live that day, and now, as long as I live, astounded that a miniature flower took the immense pain in my harrowed heart, buffing it soft, soft, soft. And that is what they mean when they say, God is in everything. God was in the tight-chested, clenching reminder to look deeper, to let go. God was in the voiceless daisy, speaking louder than anything or anyone, to free fall into the healing void behind the invisible veil, a place where I am only whole and forever fully well, where one simple daisy holds every simple secret of the complex universe. Reiki blessings, everyone. This is a poem that I wrote. I've been writing poetry since I was a teenager. And I guess it just dawned on me recently that poetry is something that's channeled as well. Anything that's creative, that's coming from you, is coming from a spiritual channel because we are spiritual beings. So I thought it might be fun on days that I don't have time to do a long podcast to just share some of my poetry, because I do feel it has a very spiritual essence to it, a philosophical essence. And I think that sharing who you are, how creativity flows through you, is one of the most beautiful things that you can offer yourself and the world. Because beauty is not meant to be hidden or stored away. And it's certainly not something that we should be scared of. And we certainly shouldn't make it into a commodity, meaning, can this sell? Can this be published? How many people can this reach? Beauty is not about numbers or statistics or dollar signs. It's about freedom. So I post this in hopes that it encourages you to pick up that paintbrush or to pick up a pen and a journal and begin writing poetry or songs or a book or prose, or encourages you to get up and dance and move your body in a new way. You know, words are power. They're magic and they're spells because they have energy. Each word has energy within it. And when you put them together, you're creating a very beautiful mosaic or tapestry of who you are and how you look at life and the things that you ponder and wonder about and imagine. And a lot of times these things are the opposite of practical, or they come across as the opposite of practical, but the truth is that there's something within it that helps you heal from a lifetime of being told how you should be, what is practical, what is right, what is okay. And I think one of the most beautiful things about art is that it really helps you to look at life through a new lens and a new perspective. And in this poem, I'm talking about how, and this was an actual thing that happened to me, how the little daisies along the path that I was running, in a moment where I was having a really hard time with something in my practical ego-based life, they were able to open up like the whole of the universe and heal me in the exact way that I needed to be healed and reminded of things in that moment. And there are tiny little things creating big miracles in our life, I hear Spirit say now, around us every day. It's just that we're choosing to look at the pain. We're choosing to live in the pain. We're choosing to be the pain. And that is our choice, which is also beautiful, that we get to choose. We get to choose exactly how our day lines up. And we get to choose how we respond to it, how we show up, how we react, and how we integrate that day and embody it. It's our choice which direction we go with those things. We were never not whole. We are always whole. And as long as we're living, we get to choose again. That's the miracle. You know, everything that exists and lives on this planet gets its own kind of struggle. And I address that in the poem when I talk about all the things that we don't think about that the daisy goes through. You know, we don't think about what the river goes through, what the mountain goes through. We don't wake up in the morning and think, I wonder how challenging the ants' days are going to be today. Or what kind of a day the bees in the backyard are going to have, or the grass. We focus on our human life because we think it's more important. We think it's at the top of the pyramid. When every living creature's life matters and has struggle, but also has growth, also has evolution. So I guess what I'm saying is that we don't need to feel so alone. Sometimes we think we're all alone in whatever is going on in our own personal life, but the truth is we're not alone. We're all going through it, maybe in different ways, in different relationships, in different jobs, in different settings, with different bodies, but we're all signed up for the same journey. And yes, that journey does include struggle, but it also includes smiles. I mean, here's a thought that Spirit's dropping in for me now. And, you know, what if you did wake up today and choose to say, I am healed. I am in a state of wholeness. I don't have this tremendous amount of healing work to do that I think I do. I am whole and I am perfect as I am. And I can just choose to drop all the things I think about, the beliefs that are ingrained in me, the patterned reactions that I know are not who I truly am. And as I drop them, I am returning to that state of wholeness. It doesn't have to be a struggle of always trying to figure out why you are the way you are. You can just choose your wholeness. You can just choose your health. You can just choose your oneness with spirit. One of the things that I've been doing lately when I start obsessing in my thoughts over something that's happening personally that's very upsetting to me and heartbreaking to me is I cut it off. And instead of allowing myself to go down that road and then all the curves that it takes and then it brings me back around again, right? As soon as I recognize that I'm doing that, I immediately just stop whatever I'm doing and I say, I am not doing this revolving thought with this again because this is not for me to solve. I am going to place this back in God, Mother, Father, God's hands, and I am going to trust that God is going to help the people who are involved in this situation align with their initial soul plan so that they can get back to the place or get to the place that they need to be with this situation. I hand this over to God. I trust this is going to go where it needs and should be. I am letting go of carrying this pain in my heart, and I am just holding a sacred space of love, openness, and wholeness for the people and this situation, whatever it may be. And most importantly, I believe, I know, I choose to believe and know that the divine love of the universe is big enough and strong enough to handle this situation. It doesn't need my repetitive, obsessive thoughts that go around in a circle. It has this. Love has this. So I'll leave you with that, and I hope that you have a daisy of a day, and I hope that the words in this poem awakened something for you, gave you an aha moment, gave you a new perspective, a higher perspective, and most of all, renewed your faith in your strength and resilience, because you're here and you wouldn't have come to this planet if you didn't know that you were capable of taking the journey. Reiki blessings. Have a beautiful day. If anyone would like to purchase my books, they are both on Amazon. My first book is called Crowned, Becoming the Woman of My Dreams. The Missing Things Were Goddess Wings, Poems, Prayers, and Love Letters, Sherry Sharp. And my second book is called Call Her In, Soul Speak by the Sacred Feminine, Sherry Sharp. Much love.